Can I be real with you? Besides all this shosha that happens in EB1, there are certain things that you as an Indian person going to experience that another nationality going up for EB1 is not going to experience. And that very incredibly Indian problem is, what will other people think? There is this Hindi kahavat which goes like, सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? You're going to feel that. Because here's what's happening. We are all, 90% of whoever is here, first generation EB, first generation immigrants from India, we are all stuck in the EB2 queue. The moment you try to leave that jhund through EB1 and your activities get visual, your activities get visibility, there are going to be some people who are going to talk about you. There is no two ways around it. For example, I was working with a techie. She works in California, and she was visiting some of her friends in one of the Marathi gatherings. I don't know if it was from Marathi. I think if I remember correctly, it was from Marathi gathering. And she said, Aditi, I was a little late coming to our call because I told my friends that, hey, I have to meet, one of my coaches. I'm working on something. And they were like, tu EB1 kar rahi hai? Tu EB1 kar rahi hai na? And that became a sense of shame for her almost, that how dare she do something so bodacious as EB1, kind of like aukāt ke bahar ka cheez she's trying to do. And that is an insanely Indian problem to deal with, where societal shame or being isolated from your friends because you are the person who got out of the herd is going to have some negative social repercussions. But here's the deal though, this is where you need to go back to the reason why you are doing what you're doing. So for me, the green card in and of itself was never the goal. The goal for me was complete control of my life. The goal for me was living in a country that I had called home for the past 12 years and live like an equal. When I used to come back from India, and we all know that NRI thing, we all do, right? When we go home, when we come from India to the US, we are multiplying everything by 85. But the moment we make some money over here, we are dividing everything by 85 and we are throwing around our weight like मैं तो boss के बिना पानी पीती ही नहीं हूँ. Like all that bullshit we start doing, and we are like, oh yeah, a little. She's in a different tax bracket right now. You're doing all of that, Shosha, and the moment you come back to the US, at least I'm talking about myself, I would be put into that line where I would be standing for hours as a visitor, and that hurt me. That hurt my ego. That I am living a fraudulent life where back home I'm throwing around my weight as an NRI only to come back to the US and be treated like something of a second class citizen. I did not want that for me. And I know that these opinions can be polarizing, but that is just my truth. So it did not really matter to me how I got to the green card goal so long as I could redeem myself. That this is not how I want to live. I want to live like an equal. I want to live like I belong here. Enough of this alienation, enough of this stand in line and we are going to throw a bone at you. No, I don't want to. The most pivotal moment, which I remember, happened in 2017 when I was coming back from India with my mom, and my mom's feet were hurting. She, anyways, has not so strong legs. And we were put into this extremely long line of visitors coming through JFK, and I remember it like yesterday that my mom's feet were swollen, that she had to stand in that line along with me because I was still on my H1B, and I had to wait my turn to gain entry back into this country. And that hurt me. That hurt me quite deeply. So those are some of those moments that strengthened my resolve of whatever comes my way, I am going to fight this thing out, because it was no longer just an immigration form, it was fucking personal. So the next time when you're trying to figure out, hey, should I do EB1? Log kya kahenge? Friends kya kahenge? Friends choot to nahi jayenge? Always remember, why are you doing this? What is your reason? And stay steadfast in that belief, in that value, and in that principle. The rest, they can keep talking and it's okay. It's totally fine. But yeah, I wanted to acknowledge some of these very Indian problems that you're going to face when you're building EB1. And I hope you find the strength and courage and resolve to keep pursuing no matter what. I hope this was helpful.